Did you want something from the Lethal Avatar IP collab and you didn't get it? This will help you. I really hope it helps you. My glorious trollness, nothing but skincare. We're going to put on City Lips and we're going to use this instead of a lip balm. And I am kind of enjoying it. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pop up a picture of the 4 palettes over here. And editing will be fun because I'm going to have to keep duplicating that picture so you can see that against what I'm going to show you. So if you're feeling FOMO, if you haven't did a pre-order yet and you're trying to decide if you want to, I hope that this helps you. And if you did order the palettes or anything else from the collection, even though I'm only showing the palettes, I still hope you feel good about your purchase, and I'm sure you will, because Lethal Cosmetics, their shadows are amazing. So what I'm not going to do in this video is I'm not going to show you pictures that I showed you initially that I've done in the past, but as I looked at those pictures, I thought that could be a dupe for such and such palette. And so I will link that video below, and I'll put it in the iCards. And also look at my Lethal playlist. I'll link that below as well and put that in the iCards, because the last few days, today is May 31st, the last few days I retitled and redid the thumbnails to looks that I had done recently, and I'm like, that looks like that could be that. And so I did that to show you that if you have Lethal shadows already, and if you have, you know, quite a few of their single shadows, you can dupe those looks. And so I hope that this helps you if you are feeling FOMO to not feel bad. And so what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to show any of my Lethal palettes. I'm going to show other palettes I have, and we're going to focus on the color story, because if you have these palettes, you have the shades of that new IP collab. And if you don't have these particular palettes, still just pay attention to the colors, because I'm pretty sure you have this stuff. So we're going to get started in no particular order, just how I pulled them out. Is Notoriously Morbid Unearthly Aura palette. I did receive this in PR, and I pulled this out because when we're talking about the matte shades in the IP collab, okay, that's one thing, but we know Lethal be having some shifty shades, and so does Notoriously Morbid. So we have greens here, we have blues here. I'm hoping this is not covering, well, the picture isn't covering this, but we have greens. And I did a green look for Creative Art with Heart, and it was supposed to be a look replicating a martini. And you have your blues, and so you have earth, you have the water, and these shades are dual chromes down here, and even throughout the palette there's a few dual chromes in here. And you know, you have some of fire. And so we have this stuff, y'all. I'm gonna have fun putting this away. Oh my gosh, this is a blast from the past, and I repurchased it a while ago. I have not even used it yet, and I'm debating if I want to or not, because this is old, and y'all know I got sensitivities. Okay, I thought I saw something. This is Nomad Venice Simplin Express. So when I looked at this, if you just want particular colors, you have blues, you have your greens, you have your, you know, your bronzy golds, you have your neutral tones, you have a pop of red, you have taupe, you have the gold. Y'all, look at what you have. If you're considering a pre-order and you haven't made it yet, go through your stash and just see, like, you know, do I really, you know what I mean? Because I promise you, you do. And I know sometimes we want a particular texture, or just to have everything in one palette, and I do understand that. And so this is Notoriously Morbid Stone Cold Medusa palette, and everything in here is a shifty shade. And so, but you see, if you want something with fire, you know, we have the fire, we have the neutral kind of tones, and we have the lighter tones, and you know, these are greens. So I mean, you can make it work. You can do a look, and just depending on what you place shades next to and how you blend, you can get those vibes. I need to have some kind of order here, because I'm gonna run out of space. This, if you have the MAC, this was limited edition, it's Nobody's Business eyeshadow palette. You already know what this one looks like because of all the blues. You already know, if you have this palette, you have those. And I love that there's a black in here. This is a dual chrome, the one that looks like it's white. So if you have this, like, you have it. You have the earth palette, the water palette. The water palette is a blue palette. MAC Cosmetics Connecting Color Hi-Fi palette. This is just a mix of all of them, because you have some reds, you have, you know, some red, you have blues, another wonderful black, which I don't think is in any of those. You have this lime green, you have a bright yellow. This is chrome yellow, I believe, does not show up on me at all. You have a couple lighter tones that can possibly dupe shadows from the Air palette. But if you just look at what you have, and that's going to be the common theme that you're going to keep hearing me saying, if you just look at what you have. This is Natasha Denona Mini Zendo palette. Tell me this doesn't look like you can dupe Air for this. It might be a little bit lighter than the Air palette, but just look. Just look. Just look. Do what Grace does. She's good at eyeballing colors and saying you have this, you don't need this because of that. I know these were polarizing. The House Labs, excuse me for the glare. These are the super neutrals. This is volume 1. I really like the formula of this, but look at this. This is Air. This is Air right here. If you have this palette, you have those tones, and there's 6 shadows in here. This one is volume 2. This one can possibly be something. This could possibly be something, especially like this one here, because this I do believe is like a dual chrome shifty shade, and this one as well. And if you just want another red, you have that there, and you have this dark tone. So I really just felt compelled to do this, and I am going to do a look after this with something else, but I just want y'all to see, you know, this is Selim Cosmetics Sassy Fairy collab. You already know what I'm going to say this one looks like. You have some fire here, and then you have water. And even this for the fire palette. This is a dual chrome. It's like a pinky purplish something or other. So, and with palettes like this and ones I'm showing you, they dupe several shadows from like that one palette. So if you have even just the ones I've shown you, you can do looks duping all of that. Oh shoot, am I going to put that right here or not? No, I'm going to do that at the end. If you have Iceland from, this is not Iceland. Yeah, this is Iceland from Nomad, Iceland Fire and Ice. You already know. You get a blue look right here. You get your fire look right here. And you can even pull this blue into the blues over here. I know in my soul that the majority of people with fire, they're going to do a reddish monochromatic look. A reddish bronze monochromatic look. With earth, they're going to do a green monochromatic look. With water, they're going to do a blue monochromatic look. With, what's the last one that's left? With air, they're going to do an ethereal monochromatic look. So if you're just wired towards monochromatic looks, you can pull those shadows from stuff you already have. Trust me. Nomad Whistler Snow Lodge. You see it. You see all the blues. And you have some red tones here. And you have a few greens and gold. Y'all, we have it. Just for giggles, I did, during one of my wake ups, because I wake up every hour and a half or so, I did check the Lethal website. First I checked Camera Ready Cosmetics, and everything was sold out, except, like even the whole collection, the bundles, everything was sold out except for, I think, Earth and Air or Earth and Fire. One of those two. And I was like, damn. And that was like 11:30. And so I said, let me just check Lethal. And so when I went on the Lethal website, there was a pop-up that came up and saying that they were having problems, they were working it out. And if you experienced this, let me know. And how long did you have to wait? It said that they're working on getting the queue something, and the queue will refresh itself every few seconds, and so you don't need to refresh your page, and don't leave and come back, because when the queue opens up, you'll still have your same place. And I'm like, damn, they done broke the internet. I was just like, holy cow, they broke the internet. And so I went back later in the afternoon, and everything was sold out. The whole, on Lethal website, the bundles, the entire collection, everything was sold out except Fire, Water, and Earth. Everything else was sold out, and they have it for pre-order. So if you're in that in between, like, do I pre-order, do I not? And so I'm anticipating, for those who do videos, we're going to see a lot of looks with that. And listen to what I said. Monochromatic blue, monochromatic green, monochromatic burnt orange red, and monochromatic ethereal looks. let me know. So here's another one. Natasha Denona Bieber palette. If you just want a monochromatic look, like a neutral look, there are three metallic satins in here. But look at the tones though. You can take this palette and take something like what I'm going to show you. I'm going to come back to this. But if you just want just a neutral monochromatic look with just a pop of shine somewhere, you have it. This one is a fun one. Circle Loco means crazy circus, Natasha Denona. Look at this. You can do a red monochromatic look. If you want to do an orangey monochromatic look. If you want to do a purplish monochromatic look. A greeny blue monochromatic look. It's all in here. It is all in here. And I know, and I said it earlier, you know, sometimes we just want different textures or stuff like that. And I understand it and I get it. And what I am super excited about is I didn't purchase anything. The more I looked at what I have, and I sent Bestie, I'll bring that up later because let me just keep going. Leela from Natasha Denona. You can do looks similar to what you can get from Fire in here because you have those reddish tones. And for each of those palettes, I believe there are like neutral type, tannish brown type colors. And so I don't even know what to say because I feel like I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But do let me know your thoughts on this. Okay, now speaking multi-chromes, they are different, but when you get to a place in your makeup stash where you have quite a few multi-chromes, and because sometimes we're geared towards certain colors, you have those too. Again, though, the textures are different, you know, stuff like that. Some might be a little more shiny, some the shift may be strong. So let me show you. Beans and Booty, everything in here is a multi-chrome, dual chrome, except this shade and this one. So when you look at this, oh, that's going to cover up the picture. So let me do this down here. This does have shifts in it, but you have every color in those palettes in here in some form, shape, or fashion, except this shade. And this one actually would be in the Earth palette. So except for this one, everything in here almost can dupe for something in the new IP collection, and except maybe this one as well. But like all the other multi-chromes, dual chrome shimmers in here, if you have Mothman, you can dupe those. And this is what I was thinking of when I showed you this one. And I might have been covering up the picture over here. So if you have Biba, and if you have Mothman, you can take any of these neutral colors in here and pair it with something from Mothman. And you can dupe one of those looks that you can get from, not from Earth, the green one. But yeah, even the green one, because we have this down here, which is green, and this one. So I'll say dupe anything except Air, because Air is more red than this, and this. Or just do a monochromatic bronzy type look with just Biba. So, excuse me, we have them. And if you don't have any of these that I'm showing you, what I'm going to pop up now while I'm just chit-chatting with you are the pictures that I sent Bestie, because I really wanted the Earth palette. That's the first one that stood out to me. And then I know I have greens. But I still wanted it. And then I'm like, well, the only ones that would be really unique to my collection would be Air and Water. So I started looking at other stuff I have, and I'm like, I have these too somewhere. And so as I'm talking, I'm showing you all of my green palettes, and I'm not saying they're exact dupes, but very similar, and I can combine any of those palettes with any of the other palettes and it's going to look similar. And so I really feel great at not having made a purchase because I have all those shades. Yes, having it in one palette is great. If you don't like the palette hop, which I don't, that would be great, and you know, travel friendly, which is great. But to me, it's not a hassle. The only thing that's a hassle to travel with are the motherships, and I do travel with them, believe it or not. I just package them really well. But if you're okay with palette hopping, just look through what you have. And if you have a single shadow collection, like when I showed excuse me, the video I did with my lethal palettes and the BYOPs, because they're all removable, you can just take an empty palette, take out all the blues and put them in one palette and then do a blue look, or take all your greens and golds out and do a look with that. You know what I'm saying? And so there's ways to do it without spending money. I am excited for all of you who were able to purchase what you wanted to. I'm excited for those of you who already did, you know, the pre-order. And if you didn't do either, and you're feeling FOMO, try not to feel bad. Look at what you have and do like dupe videos. And I think I did show in that video, the lethal one, when I was showing the palettes, my lethal palettes, I think I did show you my matte palettes. So you have elements of air in here and you have elements of water in here. Not air, fire, and you have elements of water in here. And I was just like, I have them all. And so looking at, and that you've seen my green palettes, I could not justify getting earth. I could not. You have fiery tones here and you still have some more, you know, grungy greens up here. I could not justify it. And so even though it was $29, I'm like, I cannot justify buying another green palette. This is just a hodgepodge. So you have some reds and oranges and some mustardy type tones and then some deepening tones down here. And so I could not justify it. And I resolved, I think like 2 days ago on the evening of the 29th, that I wasn't going to get anything. And I did want to try the eyeliners, but I'm like, I don't want to order just like one eyeliner set. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. I have enough eyeliners. I have enough potted gel liners to use. And so it's not like, oh, I need the blue, which is what I was interested in, because I have a blue from Inglot. So let me know your thoughts on the collection. If you purchased anything, what you purchased, if you pre-ordered, what did you pre-order, if you want something but you're trying to talk yourself out of it. Let me know if this video helps. Let me know if my recent lethal uploaded videos help. Let me know if seeing, you know, all the green palettes help. Just let me know your thoughts, because we have all the colors. I do think it is a wonderful IP collab. IP collabs, that's how they should be done. You know what I mean? And I'm not, you know, all about how brands should do things, but they did the damn thing, and I am excited for them for that. And that'll be it for this video. So let me know the answers to those questions, and you will see me in the next video. Don't forget to check below for the previous videos. They'll be in the description box and also in the iCards, which will place them not only in the little bar up here, but it'll also place them down below the description box. So do check out those videos, because I'm really excited to hear your thoughts. Like, even though I didn't do some of those looks with the intent to dupe, because I did those videos before the collection was revealed, and as I look back, I'm like, that looks like, wait a minute. And so let me know if you think those looks that I said could possibly dupe really could possibly dupe, or was I just like making up stuff? You know what I'm saying? I do know the intentional one I did for water. I do know that can dupe that look for sure. The other ones were not intentional. So imagine if it was intentional. You see what I'm saying? So not even trying to dupe it, I was duping it, because we have the stuff. We have the stuffs. So we're really going to go. Thank you for being here. Let me know your thoughts on the palettes I've shown you, and if you do see resemblance between some of those color stories and the color stories and the lethal palettes. And again, if you purchased them, I'm excited for you. If you did pre-order, I'm excited for you. I do believe you're going to love them. What I think might happen also is, I do think some people purchased the bundles, and Lethal did say they're going to restock, and because they're having pre-order, that's already going to be the first restock. I don't know how many times they are going to restock, but what I imagine is, like next year, this time, you're going to see the whole collection brand new on Mercari or Poshmark, and they're going to be charging like $500 for it, because I've seen limited edition motherships on Mercari for like $350, $400. I saw one for like $500. I'm like, these people are freaking nuts. And you know what? It's still sitting in there, and it's been like years. But that's what I'm thinking, is it's going to pop up brand new, the whole entire collection, or they'll just parcel it out once all of the restocks are done. So if you want to get it on restock. Don't let somebody rip you a new one without lube, because you really just want that palette, especially knowing and acknowledging we have all those tones. So thank you again. Let me know your thoughts, and you will see me in the next video.